Before I start any of the events to really kind of explain what's going on, I do have to preface a few things. I do know it's been a couple of days, at least in terms of playing this game offline to get myself where I need to be. There's been a lot of hours spent into this game. As you can also confirm with this, there is no Hall of Fame debut. So I didn't go ahead and beat the game early on and skip everything that's going on. I just got everyone here to level 55 off camera. With as many hours as it took to do it, that's why I ended up doing it offline. So I have to preface that this specific episode is going to be run a little bit different compared to some of the past episodes, as I do kind of have to explain my actions from the course of the last couple days. More specifically, the absence that took place from Friday's episode, and the events that transpired technically from Thursday night all the way till Saturday night once I came back, plus technically the events of Sunday. So, prior to the events today, our family has a pet dog. She's been a part of the family for the last 14 years. And recently, over the course of the last 3 weeks or so, she's seemed a bit off. The situation had been getting worse and worse, to the extent that she wasn't eating, she wasn't drinking, and she barely was even moving around the house. To use the bathroom, she had to be picked up and carried around. Vets did blood work after some time, and it came back as advanced stage kidney failure. Given the time frame of when it was noticed and how bad it got along, everything taking place, our pet dog did not have much time. For those who know the original channel stuff, like the main channel, the name Scout comes to mind very often. As if I remember to do so with this process, there should be a picture kind of showing at the very beginning of this whole episode. In good form. Not during her last bits of time. So the end result of what needed to happen was I'm in a separate state compared to the rest of my family. And it did not feel right to me, considering the fact that 12 of those 14 years I've been in the same household as this dog. And the only reason why I haven't for the last 2 years was because 13th year, I moved in a place with my girlfriend, and still was able to check up on my mom and my dog, well, our family's dog, every now and then. The 14th year was the year that my mom moved up north, nearby where the rest of our family is. So it didn't feel right for me being a part of a life that had been present for as long as I had with my dog's life. So, because of the situation with it, after my work shift that I had on that Thursday day, I immediately got home, ate dinner, packed, and then flew north. She apparently had not been moving around much that night, and usually only shifted around if she felt vibrations on the floor, like with chairs or a table shifting or whatnot. According to at least what my brother and my mom confirmed. But they also confirmed the fact that when I walked into the house where our dog was, she actually lifted her head up. Like she could smell that I was there. Sorry. Not trying to bum everyone out, I'm just trying to explain everything that was going on, because this is kind of hard. Following night went through. I was in the same bed as our dog. Following day came around at the vet appointments to have her rest was around on Friday. So she's not hurting anymore. That's definitely for certain. She's not hurting anymore. Sorry. Don't mind me. So that's the events that have been transpiring with why I've been gone. Saturday night, I flew back down and kind of just been needing the last couple days to cope and come with terms with everything that's going on. I worked today at least. Almost said yesterday, but it's still technically today. So at least I'm trying to come some bit back to life. Kind of begs the question. Kind of a stupid question, actually. Why does death and pain happen? We can look at answers scientifically. We can look at answers religiously. I don't have enough information on my end to give a concrete reason. I don't have enough experience in either department. So I can't really say for certain. Always hurts. Some facets, it always hurts. We're stuck dealing with it and moving on. Or trying to, at least. How do we proceed from also that, too? Case in point, my mother lives alone. The house that she purchased was a recent purchase. The intention was there was a second body in the house, which was our dog. Now what? Now what happens from this point? She could get another dog. The cycle of everything just continues, though. She could get a different pet. She could get a cat. Same boats, the cycle of everything continues, though. So, what do you do with that? Answer is the same answer that I mentioned earlier. I don't know. I don't have enough information to make an actual concrete answer. Brings a scary thought to think about. Loved ones or pets. We were technically still considered loved ones. Just loved ones in a different fashion, per se, but still loved ones. How do we move forward? My girlfriend and I right now have 2 cats in the house. One of them is definitely older than the other. And the older one is my girlfriend's cat, technically. One that she had before we even had a remote chance of knowing each other. What happens on the scary train of thought of events like that? And then you have to factor our other cat, which we've had since it was 6 months old. We've had that also for about, technically speaking, 8 months. Or 7 months, around that time. 6 months. So concerned of what happens then. And what happens on something premature, too. We always fear for certain pets' instincts of what happens when the pet gets out of the house. I've yet to experience that happen. I hope it doesn't. Because I don't know what to expect. I'm sure probably a lot of people are able to share their own experiences on this. As explained with the premise of this channel, this specific channel is meant to be kind of a safe space area. I know that there's circumstances specifically going on of death and passings, taboo in some instincts. Like something that, even though it's something that happens, no one ever wants to talk about it, or even just those 2 sets of words comes with so much specific fear of why is it being said. But the specific channel is still going to be known as a safe space for stuff like that, including also this specific video. So, anyone that's made it to this point, congratulations. You're probably further ahead on this than almost anyone else on the YouTube channels. Anyone else that watches videos on YouTube, should I say. Small little isolated channel off on the corner of the bracket. No real sense of viewership or whatnot, but to a small, tiny sliver of people out there are some people still that are watching this and enjoying this. Not enjoying the sorrow, of course, is what I mean, but it exists. I think what I'm trying to get across with is, might seem like I'm just talking into nothing, but there is something from the nothing, and the something is those that are actually watching this. So, that's all I can really think of to say. There's always going to be some form of situation where, without controlling yourself, you end up spacing out, realizing some sad reality of things. There's no avoiding that. this channel does operate a little differently from other stuff, like with the main channel. And I say that because I've already probably said it numerous times. This specific channel, unless the videos are actually specified as it being operated that way, are happening in mostly real time. What I mean by this is right now at this very second, it's 11:39 p.m. on March 23rd. This isn't something where I'm playing this game and I'm doing a voiceover with it. This is all happening right now, in this moment. It's something that is the reason why videos never did get uploaded. Aside from the sessions that I had Chaos and Marsh join along to co-commentate, almost very little has been done with more than one episode at a time. And if it has, it's been said. Chaos and Marsh's sets of episodes or recordings each were, well, Chaos was a full 5. Marsh was 3 and then 2, or was 2 and then 3. But regardless, the point I'm trying to get across is that with how this channel operates videos, it kind of makes sense as to why there was such a massive delay for me actually trying to get these up, or even set up, should I say. It just makes sense. And it doesn't make sense. But it makes sense. That's the main point I'm trying to get across on that part. I have to make a disclaimer, aside from the image at the very front, that probably in the description the things get pretty deep in terms of conversations. Can't remember the last time I've ever actually had to go this deep and stuff. Okay. Separate note. Coming back to reality, we have a little bit of a problem. And that problem actually involves Aerodactyl. So Aerodactyl was the thing that destroyed us last time. All because of starting off with one specific move. Ancient Power. The trick in this situation is I need to get rid of Aerodactyl as quickly as possible. Meaning, specifically, I need to do whatever I can to whittle it down, or strike first and strike hard. The only way to do that at this point is with Starmie, which I don't think is what happened last time that I did this. No fancy gimmicks or tricks, just full-on regular base damage and stats. Get it out of here as fast as possible. Leaves us with 2 more Pokemon left that should be easier for us to take out. Of course, we got this problem, but that's always been a problem. We've already established that. Trying to find a picture, actually. Well, let's see if I can. Find a different picture instead of a... Pokemon is gonna have to be the picture itself. Okay. So now this is new. I still can't believe my dragons lost to you, Endo. You are now the Pokemon League champion. Or you would have been, but you have one more challenger left. There is one more trainer to face. His name is Blue. He beat the Elite Four before you. He is the real Pokemon League champion. Alright, so I gotta do a couple things on this. Especially since some of my Pokemon didn't really get an opportunity to do much of anything. Did they? I'm looking at 2 of you. We'll make some use out of this team for sure. I'm gonna save here as well. Alright. Hey, Endo. I was looking forward to seeing you, Endo. My rival should be strong to keep me sharp. While working my Pokedex, I looked all over for Pokemon. Not only that, I assembled teams that would beat any Pokemon type. And now, I'm the Pokemon League champion. Endo, do you know what this means? That means? I'll tell ya, I'm the most powerful trainer in the world. Use Pidgeot first. Knew it was probably a bad idea for me to use Pinsir, but strange things happen with the factor of a Pinsir being faster than a bird now, isn't it? Here's sand in your eye. Of course it's gonna miss. You're gonna use Aerial Ace, but Pinsir's still got a strong defense. Told you we'd have some use for Pinsir. Right on. Okay. I'm trying to bounce this around to make it unique so that way each Pokemon is being used once. Funny enough, I run the risk actually of Horn Drill taking effect. Or at least I did. Now I don't have to worry about that risk potentially. Alakazam. There's only one I've got, and it's probably not going to go well, but I'm still going to try it anyways, because why not? This is going to take out my Flareon in one hit. No, it's not. I did put the Quick Claw back on Flareon, as well as giving Venusaur leftovers. Flareon held on. Alright, Gyarados. Gonna have to. Because, to be honest, nothing's gonna really counter Gyarados at all except for using Starmie. Thunderbolt. It won't take out Gyarados in one hit, though, I guarantee you that. Just a little sliver. That's fine. Because this will help burn out one of his full restores. Unfortunately, I think he either has 2 or 3. If he has 2, he just burnt out both of his full restores. One is not even strongest Pokemon. It looks like it kind of took more and more damage from each hit. There's 3. Now he's burnt them all out. that's just more insult to injury against Blue. I'm absolutely just shoving his face in the dirt right now. But this is going to take more than one strike. So let's see if I can boost the odds in my favor for a moment. No, it didn't. That's fine. Do you have Dream Eater? That's an interesting question. No. Missed. Now we can do this. It would be a neat opportunity to use Sunny Day. The whole purpose of teaching Dodrio Sunny Day, though, is more practical for much later use. Much later use. Finally, the epic battle of the lifetime. Dugtrio versus Charizard. Charizard that's level 63. Yes. Dugtrio is gonna fade. No avoiding that. That's fine. Just trust me on this. Trust me, it's fine. Missed. Because of how NPCs operate, he will use Fire Blast again. See? There's the citrus berry. Now, what is going to happen though is I'm going to bring out Venusaur, and Charizard will have its health lowered to a sliver, and if I try to do this, one of two things. Either he's going to use another full restore, or it's going to take me out in one hit because of Fire Blast. Answer, full restore. So this guy had 4 full restores in his arsenal. Would have been kind of funny if I could use Frenzy Plant as the last attack. Not enough. Just too much of a sliver. I understand the comedic value of all my team getting decimated by a Charizard. I'm just trying to avoid the end situation of what was to be, which is for me bringing out Starmie and then just trying to wipe the floor with it, okay? I mean, how boring is that going to be able to fight? Very boring. Very boring indeed. Oh well. Just to try to make it unique. For the most part, it made it unique. No, that can't be. You beat me at my best. After all that work to become the league champ? My reign is already over? Well, already over? It's not fair. Suck it. Why? Why did I lose? Never made any mistakes raising my Pokemon. Darn it, you're the new Pokemon League champion, although I don't like to admit it. Endo. So, you've won. Sincerely, congratulations. You're the new Pokemon League champion. You've grown up so much since you first left with Bulbasaur to work on the Pokedex. Endo, you have come of age. Blue, I'm disappointed in you. I came when I heard you'd beaten the Elite Four, but when I got here, you had already lost. Blue, do you understand why you lost? You have forgotten to treat your Pokemon with love and trust. Without them, you will never become a champ again. Endo, you understand that your victory was not just your own doing. The bond you share with your Pokemon is marvelous. Endo, come with me. And Blue does not move, he's just stuck there. Ahem. Congratulations, Endo. This floor is the Pokemon Hall of Fame. Pokemon League champions are honored for their exploits here. Their Pokemon are also recorded in the Hall of Fame. Endo, you have worked hard to become the new League champion. Congratulations, Endo. You and your Pokemon are Hall of Famers. Finally done. The team, of course, unfortunately is out of order, but you get the premise. Took me almost 19 hours of on-screen time, followed by 5 hours plus of off-screen time training, and then one final half an hour increment. And I'll let the adventure roll out for a moment. I just need the book. Infamous book that I showed once before, which contains the known victories of playing certain playthroughs. So I'm just going to kind of write down some stuff on that. This doesn't end the adventure anyways, though. The adventure still goes on after this. Not at least specifically for this recording, though, but you get what I mean. Oh, for those wondering why exactly I left an experience share on Pinsir, it's just for the sole fact that Pinsir took forever to actually level up. So it made sense to give the experience share to Pokemon. It's almost hard to get its level going correctly. Crazy thing is, this isn't even the full moveset that I wanted to do. But I think I explained already that to do the full moveset of what I wanted to do, I couldn't do that until post-game. So I had to kind of opt for main story game. So it brings the interesting topic of what happens from here. As easily put, I could go through the process of just saying that this is the end of the whole series. That seems a little unfair. Those that have watched the show so far are already invested enough in this. 39 episodes in. You want to see more of this franchise. You want to see this episode / well, you don't want to see the series end on a dead note. So, what do we do from here? Well, there's a couple different events that will be going on. One of the events is there is, of course, post-game content which they added for Fire Red and Leaf Green to add on to it further than red, blue, yellow, and green. So that starts that process. There is also several different sets of legendaries that I do have to take on. That'll be the end question that goes on. What do I do next for you guys to watch? Guess you'll just have to watch to find out. We'll see you guys in the next episode.